Isn't it gorgeous out here? Overnight adventure. Today I'm doing something you never see me do. I am hammock camping. Yes, I am doing the hammock thing. I'm gonna try it out. I paddled my way in here, did some fishing along the way, did a pit stop and covered myself up for the sun because it's just absolutely gorgeous. But I found this campsite. It's a beautiful spot. It's a little bit exposed, which is good. I'm getting the cross breeze right through here. It's going to help with the mosquitoes and the black flies. Later I'll show you around the site. There's another spot up there where there's a fire pit. Great spot. But I just picked out the area where I'm going to put up my hammock. I'm going to put it close to the water so that I can get that breeze. I may suffer for it tonight because the nights are still getting cool. But we'll just have to adjust for that when the time comes. Let's go do this. Welcome to the backcountry. All right, let's take a look at what I got going on here. This is going to be all new to me because I don't hammock camp. I'm not a hammocker. But I wanted to give this a try. And Riley's going to give it a try because not only am I hammocking, and this is my hammock here, but Riley's hammocking as well. Yeah, you heard me right. Riley will be taking part in the hammocking experience. Hammocking with a dog. My wife, you know what? She's a shark when it comes to finding good deals. And she came across a hammock and she decided to buy it, figuring I would like it, be something I'd want to try. And yeah, of course, with the thing, I already have a hammock that I used on occasion, but I only used it to lounge in. It was never a hammock that I ever used to sleep in. It was just a lounging hammock. So it's going to be a new experience. But I did talk to a few people who hammock, and I did watch some few videos of hammockers so I can get some ideas and some tricks and tips. Like I said earlier, my wife picked it up because she felt it was a good deal. And then once I opened it up at home and checked it out, I kind of discovered why it was a good deal. And that is, it didn't come with a very good set of straps. But luckily for me, because I already had a hammock that I've used on occasion just for lounging, as I said, that hammock came with a really good set of daisy chain straps. So I just grabbed the straps from my other hammock and I'm going to incorporate it along with this one. Oh, I think my trees are not going to be far enough apart. Where were you, Riley? Did you go for a dip in the water? Let me check you. Are you wet? No, you didn't. All right, let's recheck this situation here. Oh boy, this is not going to work. Okay, I gotta find another tree. There's another tree behind the camera. Oh, I think this is gonna be just long enough. Let's see here. It's actually not too bad. I'm thinking I want my head at that end because the wind is from the southwest, and I think I want the wind at my back. Oh, hi. Hi, Mr. Riley. Come here. This is where you're sleeping tonight, mister. Yeah, this is where you're going to be sleeping, Riley. But it seems that I'm kind of like... Yeah, see, it's got this nice bug net. Yeah, I think I'm going to lower that end. I think my feet are up a little bit too high. Watch out, Riley. Look at that, my hammock is a sail. This supposed to happen? Okay. Test number 2. I might be too low off the ground. Well, maybe not, because you know what? I'm gonna want my tarp pinned down pretty low, I think, to block some of that wind. So I'm going to leave the hammock kind of low. All new to me, guys. This is all brand new stuff to me. All right, now I was told that I should be using a sleep pad in my hammock. A friend of mine had told me that if you don't, the mosquitoes will get you right through the hammock. So you use a sleep pad. So I brought a sleep pad. I'll blow that up next. This is the reason why I picked this sleep pad. It has rounded corners, and I just figured it might hold its shape better in the hammock than something that is perfectly square and maybe something square is going to want to fold on itself or whatever. And also I picked this sleep pad because it has an R value of like 3.4. You going for a swim, Riley? Yeah. That feel good? Riley just jumped in the lake, went for a swim. Just remember, you ain't doing that late tonight after supper. Riley loves the water. Absolutely loves the water. But he doesn't have a whole lot of swimming experience yet. All right, so this is what it's kind of shaping up to be like. Okay, let's do another test here. I'm going to continue to test this thing because I really don't know what I'm doing. This is actually looking pretty good, not gonna lie. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm gonna have to fix it. Hi. Yeah, no, you're not jumping in here. Not yet. Okay, I need to slip this up a little bit. The other thing too that I was thinking concerning the sleep pad, I'm starting to have arthritis in my shoulders, right? And I know from using my other hammock, lounging around in it, that after a while, the pressure on my shoulders, like when the hammock squeezes your shoulders like this, it does, right? Obviously. And after a while, my shoulders get sore because I'm being compressed like this. I have broad shoulders, right? I'm not a tall guy, but I got big shoulders. I'm really, so it squeezes on me, and because I'm starting to get arthritis, it hurts after a while. So I'm figuring the pad is going to help keep things kind of structurally sound. I'm going to run a ridge line and run my tarp, block some of that wind. Or actually, I have to run a ridge line for the bug net, and I just thought of that. I need to, I'll do that next. I'll run the ridge line for the bug net. Hold that up. I know you hammockers out there, is this an ongoing thing? You tell me. Something I noticed about the bug net, I'm not really understanding what the hell is going on here, but it has two tie-off points. And you'd think it'd have one down the middle, but no, it's got two. And that's a little bit odd for me, to me. I would think just one down the middle. This is a 10 by 10 tarp, or 3 by 3, however you want to look at that. Give me a pin him down, quite quick and dirty. Oh, come here. Ah, son of a bitch. Starting to shape up, but you know what? That wind is not helping matters whatsoever. I'm lucky there's enough dirt here to pin it, because I tell you, it's solid rock here, right? This is the Canadian Shield. Don't you get in the water, mister. Riley is officially 1 year old. Oh, okay, my rope's not long enough to reach that little tree. That's okay. I got it. That's not bad. I'm glad I went low with the hammock, because I'm realizing that the 10 by 10 tarp would do the trick if I had my tarp elevated. And right now it's so windy, I want to pin it down to block some of the wind. Really what I would need here today is a 12 by 12 tarp. Okay, let me grab the camera. I'll bring you in there. So I'm on my knees here, right? And the hammock is high enough when I'm laying in it, I'm not obviously touching the ground. Riley, stop digging, you're making a mess. There's my bug net hanging. And you know what? I just thought of something. I brought some little clips, and I think I'm gonna clip this guy up like that. Or maybe I'll hang him up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. See what I mean? Earlier I said there's two loops. There's a loop here and a loop here. It's like they want you to run like double ridgeline or something. Not exactly sure what the idea is behind that. You would think just a set of loops right down the middle. But it is what it is until I can figure it out. Now I have to put my sleeping bag in here. I do have a pillow as well. And my Thermarest pad, I think is going to do quite well. I've already did a little test run. Watch out, Riley. And Riley was trying to get in here with me. I'll go in like that. And I got dirt on my knees because Mr. Riley's digging. And then I go like that. It's actually quite good. Yeah, quite good. It'll be, this is all new to me. Big time learning curve here. Let me take you over to the rest of the campsite. I cut some firewood. There's not a whole lot of firewood on this site. I have to hit the water. I'll go look for some firewood when I'm out on the water. But now let's go see what I got going on here. I got my kitchen partially set up. How's that for a view? Look at that. How's that for a view? Like that. There's my fire pit. A bit of firewood. That's not enough. Most of what's in here is jack pine and cedar. That stuff burns really fast. So I'm going to look for some more firewood when I'm out there. And there's my fire pit. There's a couple of pieces left over from previous campers. And there's the start of my kitchen. My frying pan, a few implements. That's my chair. I haven't set it up yet. But that's basically what I got going on. Riley, get over here, Riley. Riley keeps going for the water. He likes the water, but I'm about 10 feet off the lake right here. I'm up on a ridge, this point of rock. Beautiful spot. There's my view here on my campsite. Let me move you over in a little bit closer. Alright, there we go. The winds are relentless. I've paddled to a spot that I want to target, do some fishing, and I was hoping the winds would die down by now. The forecast is for the winds to die off overnight, but I wish it would come sooner than later. Still a beautiful day, and I just re-rigged my line. I was running a crankbait till I got to this spot here, and I did mark a few fish. I'm fishing some shallow waters. I'm currently about 7 feet. What I'm gonna do is my angle of approach, I'm facing the wind right now, and I'm just simply gonna troll. I'm gonna paddle up into the wind, then let myself drift back. Hang on, guys. It is windy. I gotta get myself organized here. Okay, I got one in the net, but it's so windy I gotta wait for myself to get to shore here a little bit. I got the first of what I came here looking for. Just a little guy. Little Mr. Walleye. Alright. He's pretty small. Don't usually keep him that small, but I'm going to hang on to him for now. And I'm going to trade him up if I can. Oh man, that wind. Very difficult to work in this wind. Number 2. I got him right off the bottom. Okay, you ready? They're a little bit small, but they're still very tasty. Look at that, eh? Look at that yellow belly on that. Pure black on its back. Beautiful fish. A little bit small, but beautiful. It'll go well in the frying pan. So let me get this guy on the line and then I'll fill you in on what happened here. I was running go-getters, which are my own homemade rigs, and I was having a real hard time because I'm fighting the wind out here. And I was getting snags, and once you get a snag, now I'm not only trying to get my snag out, but I'm fighting the wind. And it was getting really frustrating. I had to snap my line a couple of times and I was getting really mad, so instead I just let the wind push myself right up against the shore. I'm right up against some rocks here, and then I switched over to a jig, just a jig, the old familiar jig, and I'm casting out into this hole over here because there's a bit of a hole, and then the water flows out into a river, and it goes out, and that continues on to another lake, and that river's full of rapids, whatever. This is as far as I can go, or I want to go today. So that's the tactic that I'm taking. The winds out here have been relentless. It's been absolutely murder trying to fish in these windy conditions. Absolutely terrible. Can't control the boat. The only way, really, the proper way to fish right now is to be anchored. Show you in a second. I gotta get this wind. I gotta get out of this wind, but I got a nice one there now. All right, here's a nicer one. I gotta put him on the line, and I gotta get paddling here. The wind is blowing me back in there. Catch you back in a few. But I broke a cardinal rule, and that is I did not bring proper food, because I'm out here to catch fish, to eat fish, and we all know you can never rely on catching fish to feed yourself, because you may not catch fish. I do have food, but I don't have a protein. I'm going to do a few more casts, and if nothing turns up, then I'm going to keep what I got and go back to the campsite, clean them up and fry them up, and call it a day. It's getting the end of the day and I am getting tired. Been fighting the winds here for several hours. So I'm just gonna do a few more casts, and if nothing happens, so be it. Watch this. Just chewed up. How do you like my sexy white legs? So anyways, I had to get a fire going because I get the smoke and also the heat. Like, I don't want the heat, but the intense heat of a fire also chases them away. They don't like that super intense heat of a campfire. Now I'm going to burn this down until I got some coals because I want to cook. I got my bag of fish. I'm going to deep fry some fish. And I got some bannock, and the plan was fish and bannock. And if I didn't catch any fish, I had a box of KD, good old KD, as a backup. I'm trying a new flavor today. What I'm going to do this upcoming season, I'm going to share with you some flavors and stuff like that when it comes to fish fries and cooking. And what I got today is fish crisp Cajun. Now, just to let you know, the brand Fish Crisp, so far that's my favorite, but I've never had this flavor. That's a new one for me. I'm gonna try it out. I don't mind a little bit of zip in my food. I don't like my food crazy hot as far as spicy is concerned, but a little bit of zip, yeah, I'm all good for that. The money shot. Round two is on the fire. Let's find out if Cajun, what Cajun tastes like here. Oh my God, what can I say? Okay, fresh caught walleye, but the Cajun flavor, this is absolutely really good. However, when you hear Cajun, you think heat, like spicy hot heat. It doesn't have heat. Like if you don't like heat, you can eat this. Oh, that's good. Okay, I gotta flip my other batch before it's too late. And I'm gonna eat all of this fish. And I don't think I'm gonna eat anything else. I was planning to make bannock, but I think by the time I'm done eating all of this fish, I'm gonna be okay. I'll let you know. You won't believe this. The second batch is just as good as the first one. Now that this fantastic fish fry is out of the way, I'm just going to enjoy the evening for a little bit. I obviously retired to my hammock, and of course Mr. Riley was not a problem. He jumped right in and he instantly settled in like I knew he would. Riley's a big time cuddler, so I knew the hammock thing would not be an issue for him. So he just nestled into my sleeping bag and he just died in there quite content. I also kept with me as a backup this down puffy blanket made by Get Out Gear. It's a small package, as you can see, and it just kept it above my head so that in the case things got chilly, I could just quickly deploy it and cover myself up. But now let's talk a little bit about my thoughts on the hammock camping. This is my first time doing the overnight in a hammock, and I got to say my first impression is hammocking is very fiddly. There's so many things you have to do. I can 100% deploy my tent and have my sleep system set up in a fraction of the time it takes to set up a hammock. The argument with hammocking is that you don't have to look for flat ground to pitch a tent. You can pitch a hammock anywhere, and I'm going to say that's not true. The trees you need have to be spaced accordingly. The trees cannot be dead, rotten, or have any dead limbs that can fall on you. You have to have stable trees, and in the case of camping in the boreal forest like I do, these trees are coniferous trees, and if you wrap your daisy chains around the wrong tree, like a balsam fir or a red pine, you're going to have pine sap permanently glued to your daisy chains. So you do have to have the right spot to set up, and yes, this is my first time hammocking, so I'm not that well versed, so I had to reset myself half a dozen times, constantly readjusting the right tension, the right height, and the right angle, and all of this is very fiddly and time consuming. That being said, there is no way I would ever become a dedicated hammocker. As far as I'm concerned, the tent is much more productive. I am not saying no to hammocking. I will hammock again, guaranteed. I can't have a good perspective on my first attempt, so I will 100% do more hammocking. But there is no way that I could ever become a dedicated hammocker like so many are. I will also add that I can understand how some people would be okay with the extended setting up process of a hammock in order to get a super comfortable night's sleep. I get that. However, the teardown is just as lengthy with all the rewrapping of the cordage, so on and so on. Everyone, thanks so much for hanging out here today. I'll see you on the next one.